Hi there, welcome to Rumor Spill. Boosie found himself overtaken with a growing sense of rage when D.L. Hughley made a stab at him and condemned his behavior inside the entertainment industry. Boosie was upset about the situation. The tone of Boosie's response was one of clear anger, and he reacted by adding, "I can't chat right now because I'm live." Boosie made this remark. It is clear that the reason Boosie felt uneasy was due to the fact that he continued to be faithful in his commitment to a person in whom he had a deep belief. Due to the recent actions that Julie has taken in relation to Monique, this topic has been subjected to a thorough investigation. Noteworthy is the fact that Monique's principal source of displeasure was with D.L. Hughley, while Boosie campaigned for a larger support base to gather behind her cause. This is an intriguing aspect to take into consideration. As was the case with Monique, Boosie did not waver in his insistence that he would not retreat from his position. In spite of the fact that he had achieved a great deal of success, D.L. Hughley, who is a well-known name in the comedy sector and a fixture in the entertainment industry, came to the realization that he was susceptible to criticism. The fact that both Lil Boosie and Katt Williams publicly chastised him for his actions is evidence that even prominent people are not exempt from examination. This example demonstrates that even prominent figures are not exempt from criticism. Although it is not unheard of for celebrities to get into conflicts with one another, Boosie and Williams took their disagreements with Hughley extremely seriously and interacted with him directly in order to make sure that their complaints were not completely ignored. The rising criticism that Boosie and Williams have been hurling against D.L. Hughley has been brought to the attention of people who pay careful attention to the headlines in the entertainment world during the past few weeks. In light of the fact that Boosie had just shifted his focus to a fellow comic, he had made the decision to aggressively oppose Hughley and to support Monique. In the course of his live performances, Boosie is well known for his unyielding position on a wide range of relevant problems. The presence of Williams added a personal dimension to the struggle, as someone who had previously supported Hughley is now standing beside Monique in opposition to him. This brings forth a clash that is personally significant. In addition to being well known for her outspoken personality and unwavering convictions, Monique was also a significant contributor to the battle that she was a part of. Williams and Boosie, on the other hand, have made it clear that they strongly disagree with the insinuations that D.L. Hughley has made concerning Monique's honesty. In spite of the fact that they had been allies in the past, this breach between them brought to light the magnitude of their disagreement and the toll that it ultimately took on their relationships. The ongoing battle between Monique and D.L. Hughley has brought attention to the difficulties that black women in Hollywood face when attempting to obtain compensation that is commensurate with their effort and acknowledgement for their accomplishments. A quarrel between Monique and D.L. Hughley over who should be the headlining act for a comedy performance was the initial source of contention between the two of them. Hughley suggested that he should take precedence, but Monique maintained that she was entitled to top billing because of the contractual responsibilities that were in existence. Monique would argue that she was entitled to top billing. The disagreement reached its zenith in June 2022, when Monique came upon an old interview in which Hughley expressed suspicion regarding the allegations made by his daughter during the interview. This was the moment when the debate reached its ultimate point. During the course of the public discussion that ensued between the two families, Monique made the claim that Hughley prioritized his personal relationships over the health and happiness of his daughter. Monique asserted that her goal was to draw attention to the more widespread problem of black women's narratives being marginalized, despite the fact that Hughley and his daughter had expressed their objections to her idea. Monique has stated that her objective is to bring attention to the problem. A defense was offered by D.L. Hughley in response to the claims made by Monique. He emphasized the fact that he had complied with her wishes by removing a segment from his show. Monique, on the other hand, refuted his reasoning by asserting that his actions were driven more by the fear of legal repercussions than by a genuine concern for her well-being. She stated that this was the reason more than anything else. This tit-for-tat, which resulted in many other people demonstrating their support for Monique as a sign of solidarity, further aggravated the already severe dispute that Hughley and Monique were engaged in with one another. The continuing drama that has been going on between Monique and DL Hughley has not only garnered a substantial amount of public sympathy for Monique, but it has also created questions over the integrity of certain persons who are engaged in the situation. Following the fact that supporters of Monique have voiced their worries regarding Hughley's behavior and have cast doubt on his authenticity, there is a wider reckoning taking place within the business. This is due to the fact that Hughley's credibility has been brought into question. It is evident that collective lobbying is an effective approach for addressing systemic issues, as demonstrated by the fact that Monique's supporters remained unwavering in their support all during the time that efforts were made to discredit her. A microcosm of the bigger problems that black women in the entertainment industry face, the chasm that existed between Monique and DL Hughley served as a metaphor for the larger problems that they face. Despite the fact that they had achieved significant success, black women continue to experience disparities in terms of wages and representation, despite the fact that they had made substantial gains.
It was through the fight that Monique conducted against Netflix, in which she asserted that the corporation engaged in discriminatory practices, that the long-standing inequities that exist throughout the industry were brought to light. Despite the fact that the issue of pay inequality had been around for some time, it was thrust to the forefront of public attention by the high-profile fight that Monique had with Netflix.
Monique raised attention to the glaring disparity that exists between her offer and the offers that were provided to her white and male peers in order to underline the systemic prejudices that are at play. This was done in order to emphasize the fact that there are systemic biases. The fact that she refused to accept the status quo struck a chord with a great number of individuals, which contributed to the mobilization of support for her cause. The intense emotional response that Boosie had to Monique's situation led him to throw his support behind her and perceive her struggle as a metaphor for greater unfairness inside the system. As a result of this, he threw his support behind Monique. In addition, Katt Williams expressed his support for the cause, citing his own personal experiences with discrimination within the profession as the basis for his support.
Their united effort to address unfairness caused ripples to be felt throughout the entertainment business, which in turn provoked introspection and calls for reform among many in the industry. It is worth noting that the disagreement that took place between Monique and DL Hughley had the additional impact of sparking discussions around the manner in which the voices of black women are treated in public discourse.
Monique's assertion that her experiences were being ignored was a mirror of the experiences of a significant number of black women who believed that their narratives were often neglected. Monique's assertion was a reflection of the experiences of a huge number of black women. The fact that she refused to be silenced struck a chord with a great number of individuals, which led to a wave of support from a wide range of diverse places. Throughout the course of the heated conversation, it became increasingly unmistakable that the issues at hand were of greater significance than the people who were taking part in the discussion. Monique's battles to get respect and receive fair treatment were representative of the bigger concerns that black women face in today's culture. These struggles were a reflection of the larger problems that black women face. Others were motivated to speak out against injustice and demand change as a result of her resilience in the face of adversity, which served as an inspiration to others. The complexities of power, gender, and race in the entertainment industry have been brought to light as a result of the ongoing drama that has been taking place between Monique and DL Hughley. It brought to light the deeply established prejudices and disadvantages that existed throughout the industry, despite the fact that there were measures made to promote diversity and boost inclusion. Despite these efforts, the sector continued to lack diversity and inclusion. Monique's reluctance to give in the face of adversity served as a rallying cry for those who were looking to question the status quo and establish a future that is more equal for everyone that is now in existence. Subscribe Rumor Spill for more videos.